Hello and welcome to the last video of this tutorial series about Vue, PayPal, and in general eStore project. In this last part, I will explain how to upload your web page to the hosting service that Firebase gives us. Okay, we will use their hosting providing service, which is the fourth option here, and we will use their web page, their storage, their hosting section to allow our web page to be public and accessible from every single place in the world, and publishing our web page. It's always it's very recommended to use this service because it's a very good and cheap service. If you use the Firebase hosting, which is free in the first plan, yeah, depending on the usage, but for what we need is free. Later on, if you want to link a domain, like a real domain, instead of using the one they give us, it's not so complicated. You just have to buy a domain in GoDaddy or one of those services, and that way you can have your web page totally uploaded and working. Okay, great. So first thing we have to do is to get started. You will see there's all kind of explanations here. There's also some tutorials, some documentation, how this works really. What we will have to do is to create a section in our computer where we download the hosting an image of the hosting section in the computers of Firebase. Why? Because we have to do a kind of a service in which we download, we change something, and we upload it again with those changes. So there is no really a direct way to upload our web page to the hosting service by only using, the only way we have is using Node.js with the tool that Firebase gives us. Okay, so the steps are very simple, but we will have to do it step by step so you can see it. First, we will get started, okay? If we press on get started, they tell us that we have to install the Firebase tools related to the NPM, to the Node.js. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna just execute it in our console. I already have it installed, so it's not gonna do anything new, but for those who don't have it, it will download and install the Firebase tools in the Node.js bundle, okay? So once it finishes, it will allow me to use the following steps in the process. Now it tells me that maybe I need to upgrade the NPM version. Forget this. The idea is that just it installs the tools, and now we are ready to execute the tools from anywhere in the computer. So the next step, as it tells us, is to log in to Firebase using the console. When you see this symbol here, it's because we do it from the console. And it says that to work from the console with Firebase, we have to log in. You have to understand that everything that we have been doing here, yeah, on the web page, we can do it also from the console. The most advanced developers, they always work from the console. So first, as you can see, I'm gonna enter into the Vue section. Well, really, I think instead of getting into Vue, I will create, sorry, I'm going to create a make dir. Okay, I'm going to create a directory called Firebase. Well, I already have Firebase, sorry, cd Firebase. You can create that folder as the place where we're going to download and work with Firebase. Okay, it's very important to have it separate from Vue, because in Vue we just have our web page and here we have our hosting. It's a different thing. It's very important to keep them separate. Okay, so the following thing is, once I have a folder called Firebase, I will just execute exactly what they tell us. Login, Firebase login, and it will tell me to, probably it will, because I'm already logged in, yeah, and I think I'm logged in with the wrong user. I'm going to log out, sorry. Okay, so logged out. So if I execute login, it will open the browser, okay, and Yeah, you can always put no or yes, it really doesn't matter. I will put no, I don't care. But it will open the browser. In my case, yeah, well, I'm gonna use this one, the Jonathan, this one. And once I choose this, and I have to allow it. And once I allow it, it will automatically on my console tell me that I'm logged. Okay, I'm logged successfully with this account. Again, you should log with your own accounts. Okay, the account you're using for this here. Okay, I'm using that one I just used, so everything is great. So it shouldn't be a problem. But it's important to log in with your right account. Okay. Now the last part is to execute Firebase init. And Firebase init, it's the process in which we connect to the Firebase and we download the project we want to download. Okay. As you can see, you can choose many different things to download. You can choose all of them. Okay. But in our specific case, we just want to use the hosting. Okay, but if you, for example, want to download your database and change the rules and change the indexes, you can do it from here. You can download here from the real time, the old version of the database. You can do all kind of things. The storage, you can download the storage security rules. We are just going to download the hosting. Okay, now once you choose this, okay, so yeah, that's a small problem. Probably because, okay, let's see. Okay, so we will create another, I want to create another dir called hello world, which is really the same as, okay, and I'm going to try here to execute Firebase init. Okay, I'm going to choose hosting. Okay, fine. So the problem was that I did not create a folder. So you will create a folder, so where you execute the Firebase init is inside a folder called hello world. Let me get out and show you how it looks like. Once I'm inside the Firebase folder, okay, I'm here. I get into the Firebase folder that I just had before, okay? Inside the Firebase folder, I create this one here, okay, this folder. I get into the hello world folder, which is really the folder of the project I'm doing here, okay? You just log in, to get into it, you just execute Firebase init. And when you do that, you are going to create an image of the Firebase, of all your Firebase project here. Okay, so now I can choose, I want to just download and create an image of the hosting. Then I'm going to use an existing project, okay, which is exactly what the project here, which is called, I think, you will see that you want to have a lot of different projects. In my case, I have many that other people shared with me. I will choose this one, which is the tutorial we're using for View Firebase tutorial. I'm going to choose this with space or enter. And then once I do that, you just keep the same things that they showed. You don't touch anything else, just put an enter. And here, configure as a single app. Rewrite all yours to, it really doesn't matter, but you can always put a yes or a no, because later on we're going to erase everything. So just put it yes, okay? Once we do that, you will see that it will create two new files inside the hello world folder. If we just use if we go here and we go to view, sorry, not view, Firebase, let me go to Firebase, there, you'll see that I have a previous one, I have the hello world, and again, we have the Firebase.json and the public, and inside the public, it's where we're going to drag our web page, because it's here where we're going to have to put a web page before we upload it, okay? We just have to do next, and the final step is to deploy. But before we deploy, we have to modify the code, the files inside the public folder here, so we update it with our web page, with whatever we want to upload, okay? It's here, this is the hosting section, okay? So instead of index, we will do something, now we're going to see what, okay? Don't worry. What we will do is to go out from here and get into view and get into hello world. And here, that's our standard web page. If we execute npm run serve, it will show the view web page we have been working on. So that's the standard way we were working until now, okay? Now the thing is that what I want to do now, yeah, is to build, okay, the web page and make it ready for publication, for uploading, okay? So I have to do it in the same folder where I'm developing, where is my web page. But instead of running npm run serve, we will run npm run build, okay? The run build, what it does, it executes it cleans up our web page and prepare it for publication as a hosting at the host web page, as a final web page. You will see that what it tells us is that it created, well, it improved our it moved all the final version of our web page inside the dist folder, okay? So the dist folder will contain our final web page. We'll go there right now. You will see we have to get out from here and go to the view here and hello world. So the dist folder will have all the necessary classes, all the necessary files for our web page to be uploaded. Okay, this is really the final web page. This is the final version of our web page. It has an index, as you can see, has a CSS folder with all the CSS. It has the icon, it has the JavaScript, and it was generated automatically by our tool. Okay, and it's optimized to the minimal size, so it doesn't take so much to load. Okay, so the following step will be copying this, whatever we have in the dist folder, we're gonna copy. We're going back into the folder in the Firebase, hello world public, and we're going to delete the one we had there, and we're going to pass the 6 items that were in the dist. So what we're really doing is moving from dist, from the view dist into the Firebase public. Okay, once we do this, the final step we have to do is upload this into our hosting space in the cloud. Okay, to do that, again, we have to get out from here, go into Firebase, go into hello world, whatever, and then here in this level we will execute Firebase deploy. It is exactly the last line it tells us here. As you can see, it even tells us, when you're ready to deploy your web page, put your static files, HTML, CSS, and in your apps deploy directory. The default is public. It's just what we just did. We generated these files by executing npm run build, and we copied everything that was in the dist folder to the public folder of the other space, of the other place, okay, of this section. And now we are ready to execute this line, the Firebase deploy. If I do this, what it does, it will start uploading every single file I have in the public folder and store it in the public folder that they have in the cloud, because we have exactly the same structure in the cloud. As you can see, it's deploying to hosting. It will take some time. It's adding the files, which is 9 files, okay? It's finalizing, it's releasing version, and great, it finished. Not only it finished, but it also tells us what's the hosting URL so we can open it from anywhere we want. From now on, this web page will be public for all the world. So if you execute it from a different country with that URL, if you send it to your friends, they will be able to see this web page which you just created, okay? And to test it, if you go to this, well, here you can just continue to console. Okay, before we test it, you will see that now the hosting section, it is here, it shows now different things. It shows the domains, okay, so you know where to find your web page. It shows the last version that was uploaded, which is this one, which was done at December 17 at 21:08. If there is any kind of errors, it will tell you, okay? And it tells you can connect, as I mentioned before, a domain if you want to. You can buy a domain, a real name, and connect it here, okay? Now, if you want to test it, you either press here, and it will open you a new section, as you can see. Forget this. As you can see, it is working because it's showing me in this here. It's not localhost anymore. It's my own it is a public one that you can try by yourself. If you copy this URL and you try it now in your computer, you will see exactly the same thing. It will do the same thing I'm doing right now. You can try it by yourself. Okay, those are the things that we did in our tutorial. If you remember well, I'm not sure if you remember, but we have the test.com, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0, I think. If you log in, let's see if it works. Great, I store it, and now I have all this, and now I can put the shop, and you can do exactly what I'm doing here. If you put exactly this URL, it should work. In your case, it may have a different kind of URL, but the point is that from now on, if you share this URL with your friends, they can see exactly what you did. Okay, you have successfully deployed your web page to an online public hosting. Great, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, or at least it was useful, this tutorial. I'm always available for questions through the comments, and share this tutorial as much as you want with anyone you feel they may profit from it. And hopefully I will see you in the following other tutorials that I will be publishing in my channel. Good luck.